Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Schools are bursting all over the province, and the schools in my area are no different. Sylvan Lake has grown by 17% in the last 2 years. 2 elementary schools are at 120% capacity. The library moved to the hallway, and there is no longer a music class. The Public School Board has identified an elementary school for Sylvan Lake as their top priority. No one is asking to jump the queue. However, they are asking for a timeline of when they can expect some relief. Will the Minister of Infrastructure tell Sylvan Lake where my community is on the priority list?
Honourable members on the government side, I had trouble hearing that question. I'm sure some others did too. And then, of course, you baited the honourable member from Airdrie to chime in, and then that baited someone else over here to chime in. So please, we're not doing too badly this afternoon. Let's not run into the ditch here. Honourable member, I hope someone got your question. Who was it to? Minister of Infrastructure, did you get enough to respond? Yeah, please.
I think so. Well, Mr. Speaker, as I've said before, they asked for a priority list. Mr. Speaker, our list is our capital plan, Mr. Speaker. It's on our website. Everybody can see. It tells you all the schools that are going to be built in the next 3 years, Mr. Speaker. The plan's there. If the school's on the list, that's where it is, Mr. Speaker.
Member.
Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, that isn't even remotely what I asked for, and I assume that my constituents in Innisfail Sylvan Lake deserve the same respect as everyone else's. Given that in the Red Deer Catholic school system, kids from Innisfail are being bused to Red Deer within an hour-and-a-half bus ride just to get to the classroom, doesn't the minister agree that families have been patient long enough and deserve to know where their communities are on the priority list?
Honourable Minister of Education.
The member brings up a good point. We've got incredible growth pressures all over the province. So I know there's many families and many communities wondering where they are on the list and when we might announce new schools. And what I can tell those constituents of the members and those Albertans is they elected the right premier. We're going to continue building this province, and we've got a commitment to announce 50 new schools and 70 modernizations, and we're well on our way. You're going to see some more schools announced by the end of this calendar year. In the next month or so, and those will be primarily modernizations, and then you're going to see another round of new schools in the spring. And I think many communities will be very happy, and they deserve these schools.
Honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, it's my understanding that nobody gets feedback unless they're selected. And since we know that across the province, communities from north to south all submit their capital lists, which are public information, why does this PC government continue to hide their lists from parents, teachers, school boards, and communities, and prevent them from doing proper planning for all Albertans?
Mr. Speaker, the only secret lists in here are the secret lists the opposition have, all the infrastructure projects they've promised to cut, and they won't tell us. In addition, Mr. Speaker, of course, they also announced here recently that 30% of the schools we're building we shouldn't be building. Well, I would sure like that feedback so we can build that into our capital plans and take that under consideration. But, Mr. Speaker, we work closely with the school boards. They build their capital priorities. They send them in to us. We work with infrastructure and try to prioritize those across the province, which is not an easy job, Mr. Speaker, and something we take very seriously. And once we make those decisions in cooperation with infrastructure and those school boards, they become public and they're part of the capital plan.